advisors and let them help you guide towards the retirement that you've always hoped for with their Net Worth Retirement GPS. We're back next week right here. Have a great week. Net Worth Advisors, LLC is an independent financial services firm that utilizes a variety of investments and insurance products. Investment advisory services are offered only by registered individuals through Net Worth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. The opinions expressed by Net Worth Advisors on this show are their own and do not reflect the opinion of this station. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. This radio show is a paid placement.
The proceeding was paid for by Net Worth Advisors. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
There's a world of opportunity out there, beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps, with volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself, from building bonds that last a lifetime. It's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Zabuski. The death toll in Venezuela has jumped to more than 1,400 following this week's back-to-back earthquakes. ABC's Lauren Glassberg.
The coastal city of La Guaira hit hardest. Building after building flattened. This woman, who says she has multiple family members trapped under the rubble, begging for more help from the government. Saying human strength is not enough. They need heavy equipment to help them with the search.
American officials say relief aid and teams of rescuers are now on the ground in the country. Genesis Garcia, a teacher from Louisiana, was on vacation with her family. Now she's helping out with relief efforts.
We just started getting organized in the city to collect the items that we need the most, to buy as much medicine as we can.
The fire danger in Utah is rapidly growing. Officials telling people to have go bags ready due to how quickly wildfires have been cropping up in that state. ABC's Melissa Adon.
Utah declaring a state of emergency as the National Weather Service calls it a particularly dangerous situation. At least a dozen new fires erupting in the state in just 24 hours, forcing evacuations for several new counties.
Tensions are once again ratcheting up around the Strait of Hormuz, with a U.S. official saying Iran fired on another vessel there following yesterday's American strikes on Iranian missile storage facilities. Meanwhile, Israel and Lebanon are touting a new framework peace agreement, but not everyone's convinced the Lebanese military can root out Hezbollah. Ronit Belson visiting the Israeli border town of Metula.
If it's just the Lebanese military will get into these areas, the Israeli military will pull out. Personally, I don't think it will be lasting because the Lebanese military cannot really stand a chance against Hezbollah.
Hezbollah said today it's rejecting that new peace framework and intends to hold on to its weaponry. You're listening to ABC News.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale. Yes, half of your new beautiful energy efficient windows free. Plus no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
I've been telling you all about the secret war on our cash and the free report you can receive a copy of by contacting Swiss America at 800-289-2646. I'd also like to encourage you to subscribe to their podcast on YouTube. Just search Swiss America Trading. The podcast can provide you a ton of vital information and financial news in the challenging and uncertain times we're in. Subscribe today. Learn more about BRICS, industry leaders, and their market predictions for the future, along with what you might expect to see in terms of precious metal performance in the weeks and months ahead. Message and data rates may apply.
The Texas State Board of Education voted Friday to make Bible passages required reading in public schools. It includes sections of the book of Exodus for 5th graders and the Shepherd's Psalm for 7th graders. A student in Buffalo, New York is being hailed a hero after coming to the rescue of his 53-year-old diabetic neighbor. Susan Ali lives alone and says an access port in her leg suddenly popped open. Caleb Wilkins getting a call from 911 and then rushing over using a belt as a tourniquet on the woman's bleeding leg.
Definitely my hero. I'm very lucky. I had great neighbors, and Caleb was more than willing to stay calm and do what needed to be done. And in a very scary situation.
The teenager had recently earned a nursing assistant certification. Meanwhile, a New York City man is speaking out after being stabbed earlier this month. Robert Hunter was on the bus when he was attacked by 2 men with knives after he told one of them to show some respect to a pregnant woman on the bus. Hunter says the fight spilled out onto the street where he was stabbed in the shoulder.
I'm not a hero. I try to do the right thing, look out for anybody. It didn't have to be her. It could have been anybody that's having problems, that's in a situation where they need somebody to watch their back.
The New York City Police Department says they arrested 2 men aged 24 and 19 on charges of assault and criminal possession of a weapon. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-746-3737. That's 800-746-3737. 800-746-3737.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy and humid this afternoon. We'll have a brief shower or two, even a rumble of thunder, high 75. Partial clearing, humid, low 67 tonight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli.
There have certainly been some very interesting moments with the Penguins over the years. One group owed Mario Lemieux so much money that he turned that into owning the team. That was a tremendous stroke of luck for Mario, the Pens, and of course, the fans. So, what will this change of ownership mean as we transition from the Fenway Sports Group to the Hoffman family of companies? We've got two words: Mario Lemieux. While the Fenway Group left the Pens in a better place than when they took over, they somehow managed to upset the great Mario. Not good. The Hoffmans have rolled out the red carpet for Super Mario, and immediately, everything seems right with the world again. These are hockey people. Yes, they are business people, but they love hockey every bit as much as they love making money. Welcome back, Mario, and welcome to the Hoffman family of companies. This just feels right.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
It's Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Saturday. Welcome in, Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA. You know what Saturday is. Saturday is open forum. 2 to 5. Boom, 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 boom. 2 to 5. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. I'm going to throw out some things on my mind. It's a rainy, cloudy day in the Berg. I've continued cleaning out my older house today with the dumpster there. It was drizzly, but no big deal. No big deal, you know. And day 2 of finding stuff I never thought, oh my. The young folks helping me went crazy when they found this huge placard of Roberto Clemente. And I think I was at some event, and it was maybe with the Pirates or something. I don't know what, but they went crazy, and I'm like, you guys take it. It's okay. That's all right. And they were so fired up. Like this life-size thing of Clemente. Really, it was really cool. They were so happy. So happy. But I don't know why we save things. I have no idea why we save things like that. Now that I could take, but, you know, like crazy stuff. We were talking about that yesterday. It was hilarious. Anyway, so for today, doesn't it feel like the Iran war is heating up again? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It feels like it's heating up again. We're going to get the latest in a little while. The United States took action. Iran takes action again today. You know, is there a deal? It doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to be. So I also want to get into this sort of a heartbreaking story. You know, Pete Buttigieg, you know who he is. I think you do. He ran for president. He and his husband have 2 kids. And they were the victim of swatting. And swatting is when some cowardly weirdo scumbag calls the authorities and says something's wrong or something's going to happen. And so child welfare showed up at Buttigieg's house, took the 2 kids away. This a very sad situation. And that swatting, I remember at local high schools, they would call in bomb threats and swatting, and somebody's coming with, you know, they're just cowardly people that hide behind their computer and their phone. They're very sick. They're very sick people. But that was a very, very sad story. And I'll fill you in on that as well. The other piece today is people are talking about the Texas Education Board, which is Republican. They made it official. They voted to make Bible passages required reading in schools. This is going to affect 5 million kids. Yeah, 5 million kids. There's Great opposition, but it didn't matter. Republicans had the votes, had the majority there in this Board of Education business. This is Texas. And it's very fascinating stuff, and people are crying. It's a violation of the separation of church and state, all of that. We'll get into that as well. But I wanted to begin with a sort of a local story. Are any of you working in healthcare? Any of you working in healthcare as a nurse and in a related capacity? I just reached out to SEIU, the union representing a lot of those kind of folks, because there was another incident, and I know local station Channel 11, they did a thing on this way back when, and they did a really good job in this thing, and I didn't even know this was a thing. I had no clue how serious this was. But in any event, a recent incident at UPMC McGee Women's Hospital. Several healthcare workers were injured. One remains off the job because of this encounter. These healthcare workers, including nurses, were attacked in the ICU intensive care unit at McGee. And then it's been being reported, and this is not uncommon. I guess I just didn't realize it. And I think it's time we kind of open the windows and open the doors and start talking about this. 93% of Pennsylvania healthcare workers in a survey, 93% of Pennsylvania healthcare workers, nurses or not, said that they were afraid at work. This is across the state of Pennsylvania. So, and I was, trying to dig up some information about what happened at McGee, but I guess a patient was hallucinating. I've heard of these things, if they're on certain drugs and all that type stuff inside the hospital, they get violent. But these things are more common than you think. Nurses being kicked, hit, bitten, patients at local hospitals headbutting employees. A nurse's arm was twisted. It's and one nurse suffered torn ligaments, and it's on and on and on. This is kind of serious, isn't it? I would think so. If you're a nurse or work in the healthcare related industry, I'd love to know what you see on a daily basis. I guess I don't know, when I was in for my stint, I just had a wonderful time with those folks. They were so respectful and so wonderful at UPMC Shadyside. Wonderful. Loved them. I never had an issue with any of those folks, and they do such a wonderful job. And it's interesting that I think the average nurse and the average healthcare worker at hospitals will tell you, it's not just people who are medicated and, begin hallucinating and begin violent based on, maybe a reaction to medication. I've heard that happening before. A friend of mine told me her husband did that once. Just kind of went nuts. But it's amazing to me how widespread this is. And this UPMC McGee incident was very serious. Very serious. I guess I didn't realize how widespread this is. I'd love to hear from you if you work in the healthcare industry. I would love to. I think you people do wonderful jobs. Amazing. And just in my limited encounters with you. So I'd love to hear how what's being said and how common this is. Even if you haven't experienced anything like this, I think it's a thing you need to talk about. If 93% of healthcare workers in Pennsylvania in a specific survey said that they're afraid at work, that's incredible. That's unbelievable. What's the story here? 866-391-1020. All right, phone lines open. Open forum on a Saturday, 2 to 5. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
Your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-746-3737. That's 800-746-3737. 800-746-3737.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I pushed through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too.
Get a quote right now at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team when they discuss favorite burger recipes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Okie dokie, welcome back. Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA. I'm always here Saturday, 2 to 5. Oh, baby. And we have open forum. Yes, we do. Next week, we might not have it because I'll be live. I think Point State Park is where we'll be live for the 4th of July. That's next week. All right. 866-391-1020. So, and you want to talk about the war? You want to talk about this Buttigieg swatting thing, the nurses getting attacked in Pittsburgh? Whatever. But it's not often when one state across these United States makes an education decision that gets so much attention. Well, today, such a state did, and I'm not surprised it's Texas. And this is as you can imagine, this is an issue that people get all bent out of shape about, and they're bent out of shape. So the Texas State Board of Education, which is Republican majority, clearly Republican majority, they made it official to make Bible passages required reading in public schools. Controlled by Republicans. They're requiring a new reading list, so they have to do it. The list for required literature includes sections of the book of Exodus, for example, for 5th graders, the Shepherd's Psalm for 7th graders, and many more passages from the Bible. The list will impact more than 5 million students enrolled in public schools across the state. Let's get the latest on this story from ABC News.
In what appears to be a first in the country, the Republican-controlled Texas State Board of Education has passed a plan mandating works that all of its more than 5 million public school children must read, and Bible passages are included in every grade's required materials. So in elementary school, students will begin with a picture book series, and starting in the 4th grade, they will read specific Bible passages about Jesus. In middle school, that will include the Sermon on the Mount and teachings about the kingdom of heaven. And in high school, students will read Bible passages alongside classical authors like Charles Dickens and Jane Austen. Now, last year, Texas began to require every classroom display the 10 Commandments. This latest change doesn't start until 2030, but this move puts Texas square in the center of the debate over religion in schools, and some educators are arguing this violates a separation of church and state and favors Christianity over other religions. And now, that same Texas board is considering a new social studies curriculum that draws parallels between the Bible and American history. Mary?
You know the word mandate? Isn't it Republicans who hate that word mandate? Mandating masks, mandating vaccines. They hate that mandate stuff. And I'm not saying all Republicans are going to be for this, believe me. So one of the Republican members of this Texas Education Board, Julie Pickren, she told the Texas Tribune that the readings are intended to give students important insight into the moral and philosophical traditions that have shaped Western civilization. So another board member, Evelyn Brooks, was very outspoken as well. saying this removes teacher autonomy and argues this is unconstitutional. The people who are opposed to this are very bent out of shape about the separation of church and state. Very bent out of shape about it. And that board member, Evelyn Brooks, said teachers need to have their autonomy. They've been selecting books for decades, for years. There is nothing new. This is not a new concept for teachers. We are simply giving them a mandated list, which I believe is unconstitutional. Let's not take autonomy away, she says. And what happens to the kids who are from families that are Muslim, agnostic, atheist? Isn't this America? Isn't this America? Isn't it the Republicans who hate that word mandate? And this mandates that people who are atheist or Muslim or whatever, their kids have to read the Bible. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Let's go.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
I've been burned before. I was just repeating the same patterns. It turns out I had a type.
Workplaces everywhere are looking for love. And by love, we mean the easy way to order food at work. Easy Cater.
I thought ordering from great restaurants at work had to be complicated, but then I met Easy Cater. So many options, so flexible, and when I ordered for 50 gluten-free vegans without going over budget, I knew I'd found the platform I wanted to do life and lunch with.
Fall in love with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
As parents, we have a million things running through our minds. Playdates, checkups, groceries, laundry, diapers, work, carpool schedules, picture day, swim team, did we mention diapers, birthday parties, meal prep, lost permission slips, dentist appointments, and the dog that still needs to be walked. So it's easy to make a mistake. Oh, I forgot birthday candles. Sit tight, hon, I'll be right back. We say we'd never put our kids in danger by leaving them in the car alone. Oh, wait, since when are candles not on the baking aisle? But never happens. And temperatures as low as 60 degrees can be deadly for children left behind. So always bring them with you, and every time you park the car, stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable.
Ooh, gas station sushi.
That's preventable. And even colon cancer can be preventable if you get screened. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
ABC News. News. I'm Mike Dubusky. Days after the deadly back-to-back earthquakes in Venezuela, the death toll has now risen to 1,420. ABC's Marcus Moore reports the teams from Virginia and California are now there, combing through the rubble for any survivors.
The newborn rescued along with his mother, then placed in his father's arms. Miraculous scenes of survival. The back-to-back quakes flattening storied buildings like pancakes, leaving few pockets to survive.
A senior administration official says the Trump administration is preparing a 9-figure package of aid in addition to the $150 million already committed. A flash flood emergency has been issued for Madison County, Kentucky, following hours of relentless heavy rain there. Meanwhile, in parts of the West, wildfires continue to threaten thousands. Utah now under a state of emergency after a dozen fires cropped up there in just the last day. This is ABC News.
Don't miss the Pittsburgh Music Festival, July 11th and 12th at Pittsburgh Brewing Company in Creighton, featuring Joe Grishecki and the House Rockers, Billy Price Band, Norman Nardini, The Gathering Field, and more. Benefiting Band Together Pittsburgh and Autism Pittsburgh. Presented by Pittsburgh Brewing Company and U.S. Steel. Tickets at pittsburghmusicfestival.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Here he comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
There's a world of opportunity out there, beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps, with volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself. From building bonds that last a lifetime, it's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
Party at your place this summer? Fix things up inside and out with July 4th deals, now at Lowe's. Get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $80 on the select Charbroil Performance Series gas grill, now $299. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are from paws, hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are your property taxes too high? You have from July 1st until September 1st, 2026 to file an appeal of the Allegheny County property tax assessment. Contact Richard Ernsberger at the law firm Barrenden Ernsberger. Call 412-391-2515 for the help you need.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon stays humid with clouds and a brief shower or two, even a rumble of thunder, high 75. Turning partly cloudy, humid, low 67 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right. I'll be back in Monday. Yep. On the morning show, Big K Morning Show. Colin Dunlap with you Monday morning. Can't wait to start the week off right. 5:40 until 10 a.m. on Monday. Right here, KDK.
Welcome back. My man Lenny McAllister's running around here. He's doing some work. And he's actually, I think Lenny's here 6 to 9 tonight. I'm going to have him on at 3 o'clock. I'm going to talk about his new book, which I think is going to be a really, really, really cool book. A very interesting book. Yeah. So, back to this Texas business. Requiring grade school kids, 5 million grade school kids to read Bible passages. It's interesting, very interesting. And a lot of times when Texas, because Texas is so big and influential, what happens in Texas happens in other states. So we're going to see what happens with this. Other states likely will follow. So my issue has always been, and I've been with Republicans on the business of mandates. Not always, but often. Not always. Not always. I think in a pandemic, things are a little bit different. But Republicans have been consistent on don't try to mandate us. Let's not have the government try to force us what to do. This is pretty forced. This is called a mandate. And I think this will probably go to the Supreme Court and all that type stuff. And I can't see this surviving, given the fact that atheists and agnostics and Muslims and non-Christian Americans, this is not a theocracy, people. Non-Christian Americans will sue. And at the end of the day, I think I've said this before and I've say it again, let teachers be teachers. Why can't we let teachers be teachers? But this is going to get, this is getting a lot of play here. It really is. And if people on the far right always argue that this is a Judeo-Christian country, blah, blah, blah. But I think this is going to be overstepping the bounds, and the Supreme Court is going to get involved. Believe me. Let's go to TW in Gibsonia. TW in Gibsonia, you're on KDK. Thanks for calling.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Sure.
My religious philosophy is basically kind of agnostic, evolutionary. I kind of believe evolution might be the possible way of how we all became here and everything. But when I was in third grade in the 70s, I had a teacher that was a missionary from that she went to Africa, and she came back to the United States to become basically an elementary school teacher. And we had to read Bible verses and sing hymns every morning.
Was it a private school or a public school?
It was public.
Wow.
And what's really amazing was it was a progressive elementary school. They started teaching kids how to speak French in second grade.
Where was this? What state? Was it here?
Summit, yeah.
Oh,
it was in Summit, Pennsylvania, Summit Township. And I asked my father, because there was one kid that got relieved from the school to go to the library when all this stuff was going on, and my father said, "It won't hurt you one bit." So that was okay. So I went through it, and then I'm like, basically what I think about the Bible is there is some solid philosophical teachings in there, and some moral lessons and rules in the Bible, the Ten Commandments, et cetera, et cetera. But to be honest with you, I mean, as opposed to what's been going on the last 10 or so years with gender studies and putting that on the kids, it's almost like just a 180 from all that stuff. I really think everything, all that, kind of, confusion, gender confusion, biological difference, I really don't think it's going to hurt anybody. And the thing is, like I said, when I went to third grade, they let a kid, his parents didn't want to have him have anything to do with it. He got sent to the library. I'm sure that might possibly be, a stipulation towards us. Maybe.
But wait, was that kid from a Muslim family or something?
No, dude, this was the 70s. He was just, his parents were probably just, atheists.
Yeah, okay. Which that's okay.
We didn't have a whole lot of Muslims back in the, boatload of Muslims, in the 70s.
That's interesting. What your father said to you, it's not going to hurt you about Genesis and the Bible stuff, and to this day, you contend it didn't hurt you at all.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
I think that's a fair opinion. I do.
Yeah, like I said, I consider the Bible. There's some solid life lessons in the Bible, some solid moral philosophies in the Bible,
and some crazy stuff in the Old Testament. There's some crazy stuff in the Old Testament. I don't think someone who cheats on his wife should be beheaded. I don't, stuff like that.
I agree.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I agree with you
it's
there.
Crazy.
Too. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it was Thomas Jefferson actually had his own edited edition of the Bible, and it didn't have any miracles in it or nothing. He actually edited his own version of the Bible.
That's interesting. Yeah, but you could also see where some people think that this mandate is overstepping the bounds of church and state.
Well, I do agree with that to a certain extent. If they were willing maybe to purloin into the curriculum other religions and giving people like possibly samples or instances of other religions. But the thing is, though, where do you stop there? Where do you stop? Grant, like you said, we're Judeo-Christian based.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Where does it stop?
Yeah,
if this goes through, I can't imagine. Well, I don't know. We have a conservative Supreme Court. But I can't imagine this is not going to be challenged. I think it will be. But it's interesting. TW, I went to a Catholic school and we were pummeled with this stuff every minute.
Of course.
And I don't think, and I'm still Catholic, but I don't think it hurt me at all or anything like that. But I think it helped me to see. And I studied theology at a Jesuit university, was my minor, and that helped me to see, and not to be a jerk, but I've said this before on the air, and I don't really care, to see how people who take the Bible literally, particularly the Old Testament, ultra-right, conservative, judgmental people who take the Bible literally. They say they do, but then when you ask them if, an adulterer should be beheaded, they look at you like you have two heads. But it helped me see that those people are completely nuts. All right, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I just hope that they're not going to completely throw Darwin out of the window just for Jesus.
You know what's interesting about that, TW? I'm with you on creationism and creationism versus Darwinism, all that type of stuff. But yeah, I think kids need to learn that. I think I think kids need to know that the world wasn't started 2,000 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. I got into a big argument with some Jehovah's Witnesses about the dinosaurs.
Oh, did you? At your front door?
Oh yeah, it was incredible. It was like they started talking to me. And I'm like, yeah, but what about the dinosaurs? And they actually, the people that were there. I don't know if this is a transcendent belief across the religion. But the thing is, they told me that the devil created the dinosaurs.
Oh, jeez.
He created the dinosaur bones to confuse everybody.
You know why I've never. But look at you. You know why I've never argued with Jehovah's Witnesses at the front door, is because they're so nice.
Oh well, they are nice.
They're
but the
so
thing is,
sweet.
I was a rodeo rock and roller. I had Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne and Dead Kennedy posters all in my house, and they were like kind of shocked.
Oh, they were probably like, "Oh God, who is this guy sent from the devil? Jesus God! Oh my God, Diablo lives in this house." Woo! Hey, TW, I enjoyed this call. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Bye.
No, he's fun. He was fun. No, I could see where people who don't want mandated Bible verses put on their kids. This will definitely be challenged. No question about it. All right, 866-391-1020, Michael Bartley.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
You have some dough. It's lunchtime, but there's no way you would eat just dough for lunch, right? Well, the good thing is, I have some cheese. Your friend has some tomato sauce. This random guy on the street has pepperoni in his backpack. If we bring all these ingredients together, we end up with something much better than any of them alone. A savory pizza for lunch. But each of us has not only different ingredients, but also different opinions coming from our different life experiences. If we bring all these experiences and all these opinions together in friendly, civil conversation, we end up with opinions and ideas that are better than any of our individual opinions before. So if we want to come up with better ideas for a better world, what we really need are civil, civic conversations. Pizzas. It's an American thing. AmericanThing.org.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Unapologetic in his talk. It's Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Saturday Open Forum, 866-391-1020. Anything you want to talk about is good for me. By the way, Lenny McAllister, my main man, is going to join me here at 3 o'clock. He's in the building doing some work, and he's on at 6 o'clock tonight. I want to ask him about his new book coming out. Speaking of decisions affecting people's lives, like that Texas school board thing forcing kids to read Bible verses. Public school kids, I can see it in parochial schools, private schools, but public schools? Wonder what you're thinking about that. Yeah. Anyway, the Supreme Court has several more decisions to release before it goes on the 4th of July break. And some are the ones left are I think the biggest, most consequential. Birthright citizenship. Oh boy, that's going to be something. So President Trump has long maintained the Constitution does not guarantee birthright citizenship for babies born on U.S. soil. We're gonna see. The 14th Amendment, enacted after the Civil War, says that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. So we'll see what happens there. The other big one is it's very controversial and very sensitive, and people get really bent out of shape about this one, is the trans bans in sports. The issue being that at issue laws recently enacted in about half the states that ban trans girls and women from participating in women's sports at publicly funded schools. There are 2 cases before the court, and the Supreme Court decisions get so in the weeds, so you have to kind of wait and see what happens with that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. The other one that's heavily watched is the mail-in ballots. This is going to be big. By law, 29 states count at least some ballots that arrive after Election Day, including ballots from overseas, members of the military, as long as they're postmarked on or before Election Day. All right? In the case before the court, Mississippi defends late arriving ballots, noting that the Constitution gives states the right to turn and run their own elections. Gives states the right to run their own elections. that said, the Trump administration and the Republican Party take the opposite position. They maintain that under federal law, the election has to happen on Election Day. And anything that happens after that is not part of the election. So that decision is going to have major ramifications. It's going to be a whopper. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I never... They always go on about mail-in ballots are fraudulent and all this type of stuff, but they never have any evidence. And it's investigated and there's never any evidence. Maybe one or two cases here and there. But there's never any widespread thing that I could ever see. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So a lot of these new decisions will be released Monday. Monday and Tuesday, I guess, the Supreme Court stuff's going to be coming out. Yeah. All right, so coming up, I want to ask Lenny McAllister about his new book. It's going to be a cool book. And what all went into that. And then I also want to talk about, it seems the Iran war is back on. Seems like it to me. I don't know about you. 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. Your views, your opinions are welcome here. Michael Bartley, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Are you smarter than an anchor man? And we have Joe from Penn Hills as a lifeline for me. Joe, what do you like? A, B, C?
Oh, I like the Super Mario. Is that A?
I'm going with you, Joe. You're my lifeline.
The answer was B, Incredibles 2.
Come on, Joe.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi. That's preventable. And even colon cancer can be preventable if you get screened. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Venezuelan officials now say the death toll from this week's back-to-back earthquakes has risen again to now more than 1,400.
The twin quakes knocked down buildings in the nearby capital of Caracas earlier this week, sending residents racing into the street. Building after building destroyed in the coastal city of La Guaira. 22 high-rises brought down within a single mile, according to an ABC News analysis of video.
ABC's Michelle Franzen. Venezuela has been rocked by 400 aftershocks since Wednesday. Evacuation orders are in effect in Madison County, Kentucky, due to what authorities are calling a moderate dam failure following hours of severe rain. A flash flood emergency also in effect there. Meanwhile, it's wildfires that are troubling many parts of the West. 6 states are under red flag warnings for dangerous fire weather conditions today. A record-breaking heat wave continues to sweep across Europe. Temperatures hit record highs from Switzerland to the Czech Republic and Denmark today. In Paris, 21-year-old Ulysses Zachary says his apartment is becoming unlivable.
When you're tired, when you're hot, it's just you feel miserable, you can't work. I've had a hard time focusing, at work and stuff. But you just try to do the best you can,
Israel and Lebanon signed a new framework peace agreement this week, with Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz calling it a strategic blow to Iran. But those visiting the Israeli border town of Metula, like Shlomi Shlam, are skeptical that peace will last.
Unfortunately, we have here 77 years of experience, which they couldn't do it until now. So we have to do it for them. But we hope that this time they will, but we have experience.
It comes as the memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran appears increasingly shaky, with Iran firing on another vessel in the Strait of Hormuz today. You're listening to ABC News.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale. Yes, half of your new beautiful energy efficient windows free. Plus no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
I've been telling you all about the secret war on our cash and the free report you can receive a copy of by contacting Swiss America at 800-289-2646. I'd also like to encourage you to subscribe to their podcast on YouTube. Just search Swiss America Trading. The podcast can provide you a ton of vital information and financial news in the challenging and uncertain times we're in. Subscribe today. Learn more about BRICS, industry leaders, and their market predictions for the future, along with what you might expect to see in terms of precious metal performance in the weeks and months ahead. Message and data rates may apply.
With the 4th of July just a week away now, Americans firing up the grill may notice their cookout is costing more this year. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
If burgers are on the menu, the average price of ground chuck is up nearly 12% from a year ago, while burger toppings have seen some of the biggest jumps. Tomato prices have surged 46%. Iceberg lettuce is up more than 36%. There are a few bright spots, though. Chicken breast prices are essentially flat, down about 1% from last year, making grilled chicken a more budget-friendly option than beef.
Also on the rise are gas prices, but that's not expected to stop those planning to travel for the holiday.
Most holiday travelers, more than 61 million, will actually drive to their destinations despite that high cost of gas. So according to Gas Buddy, right now the average cost of a gallon of gas is $3.85. That is down 60 cents from last month, but up more than 63 cents from this time last year.
ABC's Morgan Norwood. According to the TSA, nearly 19 million people are expected to fly within the next week or so. Today is the final day of group play at the World Cup. The U.S., as well as fellow hosts Canada and Mexico, are all advancing to the next round. Team USA next plays against Bosnia and Herzegovina on Wednesday in California. The World Cup, of course, runs through the middle of next month. I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The Village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
For 250 years, America has been more than a place. It's been a promise, a story of courage, hope, and dreams. And through it all, local TV and radio broadcasters have been there, telling the story of America, bringing truth to light. Broadcasters tell the story of who we are and who we aspire to be. We are America's storytellers. We are broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy and humid this afternoon. We'll have a brief shower or two, even a rumble of thunder, high 75. Partial clearing, humid, low 67 tonight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
He's downright entertaining, and he's on the voice of Pittsburgh. Michael Bartley, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Welcome back. 866-391-1020 on a Saturday 2 to 5 open forum. We got some bonus coverage here. I didn't even know you were going to be here today.
A little bit of quality control on the audio book. Finishing up.
Lenny McAllister is, what are you, 6 to 9?
6 to 9 tonight, filling in.
That's great. Okay, filling in. That's wonderful. So I wanted to talk about your book, but you and I were we were just in here chit-chatting about life goes by in a blink. And I said, what did you say about your daughter?
I mean, I used to ride her on my shoulders not that long ago, it seemed, and she just had her second child.
There it is. And I was telling you about moving stuff out of my house and throwing stuff in dumpsters, and we going crazy about how you save stuff. And I wanted to get a lot done today, but this morning I'm sitting there, cases and cases of pictures, and I'm like, okay, I know I haven't looked at this stuff in 30 years, but I don't know if I can throw it out because, it's memories.
Those are the roses you're supposed to stop and smell every now and then.
The hard pictures that young people wouldn't even realize because all their pictures are on their phone. That we went to
disc cameras and Polaroids.
Yeah, exact Polaroid. What are the Polaroid things called that made the
Polaroids?
Yeah, the exact picture, all that kind of type stuff. But life does go by in a blink, doesn't it?
It does. There's a need to pay attention every single day. I mean, it's funny. Lainey was she was talking to me. She's like, yeah, when Alicia and Devin got married 2 years ago, I was like, bunnies, it was 4 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
I mean, even that, Devin's been in our family forever, but even with that, it didn't strike her that, oh, wait, it really was 4 years ago.
I wanted to have Lenny on here because you're inspiring me. I'm very jealous of you right now. You are...
you're the one that's debonair winning all these awards. Why are you jealous of me?
No, I've always wanted to write a book, and I have several outlines, and I want to write about... Well, I'll talk to you about that privately, but you are pulling this off, a Venn diagram of an American story. And the book is not even out yet, and it's getting a lot of attention by Lenny McAllister. What Venn diagram, why? Because of things that overlap in life?
The things that have overlapped in my life. I mean, there's not a lot of people that worked within the RNC with Michael Steele and Jesse Jackson at Rainbow Push.
And I love Michael Steele.
Yeah.
You know that I watch him almost every night on MSNBC.
And I used to work with him. I've known him now for 20 years.
He seems like a really nice man.
He is. He actually was one of the people that wrote 2 of the forwards for the book. In fact, if you watch MS Now, you would know both of the people that wrote the forwards for the book.
Yeah.
Dr. Jason Johnson.
I do.
He's been a friend of mine for 20 years.
I love Michael Steele.
And Michael Steele. Those are the 2 people that wrote the forwards for the book. And ironically, Jason's leans left and Michael Steele is still a Republican.
Meet Michael Steele. I'm a big fan. I really am.
Well, whenever he comes to Pittsburgh and speaks, I will make it a point.
You're going to bring him in here?
I will make it a point to do that.
I would love to meet
I'll bring him in on your show. I won't even bring him in on my show. I'll bring him on your show.
He's a very accomplished man.
He's very smart. He's very accomplished. He is very thoughtful. He's always been that way. And a good dude to work with.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so wait. So, and no wonder, because you have some heavy hitters writing forwards in this book. The sum total of the book, the takeaway is?
There are American values that we have overlooked. Security, empowerment, and opportunity. If we allow more Americans to have a true sense of security, a true sense of empowerment, and a true sense of opportunity, we can turn around all the division and angst that we're seeing in our country. We can get our young people to believe in the American dream again, and we can turn things around.
Why don't we do that?
I define that in the book. I talk about how security is now about individual safety and not just security for all. I talk about how empowerment is just power over one person to another versus empowering everybody constitutionally. And I talk about how opportunity is not something that you find in all four corners of the country like you used to.
I'm saying isn't it true that people fight opportunities for others?
Yes, and it's
true.
And it's the reason.
It's always been true.
And it's the reason why.
Don't let this one into the union. Don't let that one into the union. Don't hire this one. Don't hire that one. Based on a lot of different things.
We've had it over years, but we've always found a way to overcome. I talk about that as well. It's just the same thing with power. I mean, we have cycles in America where people want to exert power over a group without empowering everybody. And sometimes, when you're an American, Michael, when you talk about empowering everybody, you got to empower people you don't like or you're not like, and it doesn't matter because as Americans, we're supposed to have full empowerment to live and let live, to pursue happiness as we see fit. People forgot about that. You know this. And as a result, the book tries to reflect some lessons in my life to explain if you just let people have that chance, people can get back on track, even with second acts in life.
If you just let people have that chance, what does that mean? Education?
Some of it's education. Some of it's having the opportunity to climb the ladder of success. In my life, I didn't get here because I went to school for journalism. I went to school and dropped out of school, and I had to be a deli clerk. I had to be a temporary employee at Manpower. I had to go back to college as a divorcee at 28 years old. But because I had a ladder to climb, I was able to become more and more successful. I was able to build out skills. I was able to build more confidence and eventually go to where I believe God led me, which, among other places, is here at KDKA.
As you're saying this, I remember President Obama saying, and I don't know if this is in the right silo of what you're talking about, but as you said that, I remember Barack Obama saying, I have particular concerns for young African American males because there's such a huge percentage that have gone astray, whether it's environment or whether they don't have the opportunities. Am I?
No, you're not missing the point. I do.
Do you understand me?
I do.
After what you said,
I do.
Yeah,
and it's young African American males. But it's also people stuck in rural America that don't see opportunities to find jobs, whether where they grew up or whether it's in a big city. It's individuals that can't find better schools or better scholastic opportunities, whether it's in the schools that they go to or other opportunities. It's not just black males. It is black males disproportionately.
I'm not saying it's just not just. But I'm not saying.
No,
I
know
just,
that.
Yeah.
I know that. But my point is this, Michael.
Hey, listen, young gay kids get thrown out of their house and never get an education.
So you get it. My point is this, and this is part of what I do talk about in the book. Everybody has obstacles in this country that if we allow for empowerment, they can get over it. But if you block those opportunities for empowerment, if you don't allow people to have security in who they are as children of God and as American citizens, how could they ever find opportunities that's going to allow them to be self-sufficient?
Let me ask you, because I think the concept, the theme is the thesis, whatever you want to, is a strikingly good and unique deal. I do. Have people read this to A, review, B, give you feedback, and what has been the feedback?
The feedback is that the book is very unique, that most people don't try to be that vulnerable, people that have a public policy or political background. It's a book that is written from an African-American Catholic conservative point of view, but you can see it can relate to everybody. And you can see that it's written with a genuine sense of civic love, which means that although you may not be like me, and there's not a lot of people that have my background, it doesn't mean that I can't relate to all different types of people and that we don't have shared values that can help us all be empowered to make a better act in America, a second act.
Because no matter what you say and no matter what you write, and you and I sit in this seat and talk to a lot of people, and we say a lot of things. And no matter what those categories relate to, there are always naysayers. Has there been pushback yet for you?
There will always be pushback.
Always. That's I know. That's what I'm saying.
And the pushback, Michael, is because the book is written from an idealistic point of view. It's written from a point of view that reminds us.
This black guy's Republican. He can't relate to us.
But not just that.
You know you're going to get that.
It's not just that. It's also that, people he's too kumbaya, if you will. And part of what I write in the book is you don't seem to understand that America goes through these cycles of fighting amongst itself and then reunifying and becoming better. That we divide and we get bitter, and then we reunify and get better. That we feel like our best days are behind us, like the 1970s, and then we reunify and then things are going well in the 80s and the 90s. And then we go through 9/11 and we divide, going through the Tea Party and the Trump era and everything else. Now is our next opportunity to reunify. This is what we do in America if we focus on the right values.
See how naysayer I am? Yes, it is time to yeah. You know. When is this coming out?
August 11th.
Wow.
August 11th. Audiobook, ebook, hardback. It'll be available nationwide. It'll be available Barnes & Noble and any place books can be sold. You can buy it online, Amazon, Barnes & Noble online right now. You can pre-order it.
Do you have to do a press tour or anything like that?
I'm going to be doing that, yes.
Really? Do you know where you're going yet?
Well, among other places, I'm going to be speaking. I'm doing an interview with the Reagan Library on August 12th.
Really?
Yes, sir.
In California?
I'll be doing it virtually here in Pittsburgh, but it will be featured by the Reagan Library on August 12th.
And how did that all come about?
I have a very good PR team that believes in the book. I have a publisher. It's Frederick Douglass Books, who's led by a descendant of Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington that believes in the message of the book and sees it as a unifying message. And for somebody that comes from little Pittsburgh Penn Hills, we've been very blessed with opportunities like that. Some XM radio opportunities coming up as well. Some MS Now opportunities coming up. Some Newsmax opportunities coming up. I have a speech that I'm giving in Dallas in mid-July that I just got done writing this afternoon.
This is so exciting. See, this is why I'm jealous. Lenny, I'm teasing Lenny. He's one of my best buddies. You know what? Why I am a little jealous though too is that I've been reading more and more and more about Ronald Reagan, and you know I think I was wrong, and I could see why they would want you, the Reagan Library. And I'm not going to expound on that.
It's my striking resemblance to Ronald Reagan, right?
It is this message that if you go back, and I know you know those speeches, Ronald Reagan had a knack for A, uniting, B, inspiring, and C, bringing hope out of hopelessness with his words. And I think part of that is this book. I do, Lenny. Am I crazy?
No, you're not. And there are two other people that I leverage a lot in the book that I talk about. I talk about Reagan. Obama did that in 2006 and 2007. And Lincoln did that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably three of my favorite presidents. And I would put in Teddy Roosevelt as well just because of his energy, the level of TR's energy. But that inspiration of hope is what you need during times like these.
This is uniting, not dividing.
Yes. And that's what America's all about.
This is part of America's resiliency.
Yes, and it's part of what civic love and patriotism is supposed to be about. You gotta love the liberal in California just as much as you love that hardcore conservative in Kansas. If you love the red, white, and blue, and everybody's gonna wave the red, white, and blue next Saturday, but if you really love that flag, you gotta love that Californian and that Kansan as a fellow American, even if you disagree with them both.
Greatest convention speech I ever heard was Obama's. Was that 2004?
Yep.
Was that 2004?
2004.
Okay.
2000 he got trounced. And this is the beauty of America. He got trounced by Bobby Rush in 2000.
There are Democrats living in red states and remember all that? That was pretty cool.
Yes.
That was very cool. All right, Lenny, we're going to keep going on this in the days to come. I'm so excited. What'd you say, August what?
August 11th.
I can't wait to read this. This is so fun. It's going to be great. Congratulations. You on 6 o'clock tonight?
I'm on 6 o'clock tonight,
You going to talk about the book tonight, or do I have the exclusive?
You have the exclusive because you're Michael Bartley. Why would I do that?
Lenny's. Wait, what'd you say, Mike? Oh, someone has a question about the book. All right. I'll tell you what. Stay right there.
I'll stay right here.
All right, stay right there.
Let's go to break.
All right, we're going to go to... Oh, look at you producing my show! Lenny and I will be right back, and we'll take a question about the book, Michael Bartley, KDK, with Lenny McAllister, who I'm jealous of.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Summer is here, and the savings are great at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi? Right, Rob. In our meat department, 80% lean fresh ground beef is $4.99 a pound. In the produce department, sweet bicolor corn is $5 a dozen. In our deli, plain or garlic Eckrich bologna, $4.99 a pound. An additional savings this week, selected varieties of Blue Bunny ice cream, 46 to 48 ounce containers, 2 for $6.
Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Retirement. It's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Lenny and I kept gabbing, so we only have about 5 minutes for this segment, but we promised David in California. David, go ahead. Lenny can hear you. Wait, I'm sorry.
I heard the discussion about, America fighting among itself. I just was going to remind you both, Lenny, and the audience, after World War II, the Nazis were able to be sneaked into America. And they've been dividing America for years, 40, 50, 60 years, longer than that, 70, 80 years. Of course, at the end of the Civil War, the Klan were out there dividing America, going out of their way to divide America, sabotaging America. And then, of course, 250 years ago, after we won the Revolutionary War, the Tories were doing their best to sucker us into doing the wrong things, using their financial power to trick America into wasting our time. And so the idea that Ronald Reagan was not a unifier. He was a big part of the corporate state. He ended up setting it up so that America's jobs got sold over to China, and then we would fight among ourselves, fight over beans rather than redevelop our own economy. So,
Dave, may I say, Dave, that one, I always appreciate you calling in. I really, really do. You know, I love you. But I mean, 1984, Ronald Reagan won 49 states. So I mean, that's a lot of blue states. That's New York. That's Illinois. That's a lot of blue areas
and
that he won.
I think Reagan would have despised Donald Trump because Ronald Reagan hosted Tip O'Neill quite a bit, and they'd drink a beer after fighting and calling each other names all day, and then they'd have a few beer and laugh their butts off. And he didn't spew hatred. Reagan did not spew hatred. He
did.
In terms of what, Dave? Go ahead.
Well, 100 different ways. The whole war on drugs was designed. You know, if you look at the history of J. Edgar Hoover, bringing heroin into America to ruin the Black Panthers, he ended up getting the baby boom addicted to heroin. Then Ronald Reagan gets Oliver North to bring cocaine into America. It turns into the crack epidemic. Oliver North has never apologized for turning America into the crack epidemic and losing how many houses all across America were lost to the crack epidemic. People putting their kids up for bail, and then their houses get lost because of
All right,
crack.
Dave, thanks. I'm running out of time here, and the only thing I took exception with, Dave, thanks, with Reagan was he took too long on the AIDS deal.
He did do that. And Reagan didn't do everything perfectly.
No, of course not. But I think overall, I think his words, I disagree with Dave. I really do. And you're going to get questions like this for the book. Yeah.
I mean, Reagan's a guy that had some pushback on the Black Power movement, but then also signed the MLK holiday into law. He's a guy that called the Soviets the evil empire and then partnered with Gorbachev to denuclearize tensions during the Cold War. So, I mean, there again, second acts matter in America, and America is a great place for people, whether it's a president or an everyday person, to find second acts that will empower them.
I think that Ronald Reagan's son said it best, that Ronald Reagan couldn't be a Republican right now under in the Trump side.
Or
of things.
he would be a Republican.
He couldn't stand Donald Trump.
Or he would be a Republican like me, somebody that's going to stay
Correct.
a Republican and speak out on his values and hope that he can be part of the bending back of arc towards justice and towards a higher way of being American, towards that more perfect union.
Lenny, congratulations. Thanks.
Thank you, Chai.
This was fun, wasn't it?
Always is with you. You know that.
Very fun. And I love Dave in San Francisco challenging us. That's fun.
I always love talking to Dave. It's all good.
Me too. It's all good. Lenny McAllister, A Venn Diagram of One, An American Story, comes out August 11th, and you can get it. Lenny, my man, and have a good show tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, child of God.
You bet. Thank you, my friend. All right, I'll be right back.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Here he comes! Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction! And the drilling is only during business hours! It's so loud!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor, it's plaster from your ceiling!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Ready to start thinking like Wall Street without leaving Main Street? Tune in Sunday mornings at 6:30 for a slice of advice with Kelton Burgess. Right here on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
As parents, we have a million things running through our minds. Playdates, checkups, groceries, laundry, diapers, work, carpool schedules, picture day, swim team, did we mention diapers, birthday parties, meal prep, lost permission slips, dentist appointments, and the dog that still needs to be walked. So it's easy to make a mistake. Oh, I forgot birthday candles. Sit tight, hon, I'll be right back. We say we'd never put our kids in danger by leaving them in the car alone. Oh, wait, since when are candles not on the baking aisle? But never happens. And temperatures as low as 60 degrees can be deadly for children left behind. So always bring them with you, and every time you park the car, stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dabowski. The death toll in Venezuela has risen, with the president of the country's National Assembly now saying it stands at 1,430. Relief crews from the U.S. are assisting with recovery efforts after last week's devastating earthquakes, with U.S. Southcom saying 5 C-17 military cargo planes full of aid will begin arriving today. A state of emergency in Kentucky as heavy rain and flooding forces evacuations in the heart of Bourbon country. Bullitt County, Kentucky Emergency Management Director John Waters urging drivers to avoid driving through flooded roads because it could be deadly.
Turn around, don't drown. That's a big thing. We had a lot of reports of water rescues. Because people were trying to brave it and drive it through the water. You can't tell how deep the water is whenever you're sitting in your car.
There's also a state of emergency in Utah over the growing wildfire threat there. Utah is one of 6 states across the West under a red flag warning today. This is ABC News.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
I never thought of myself as the type to settle down. Never knew where the team's next lunch was coming from. But then I met you, Easy Cater.
Workplaces everywhere are saying, I do want delicious food at work. And they're ordering from beloved restaurants with Easy Cater.
You were reliable. You had great options for every budget, even when marketing ops did keto again. We got through that together. With you, it's just so easy. Easy Cater, will you keep showing up at my workplace forever?
Find love at first lunch. Order at easycater.com.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. Lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-746-3737. That's 800-746-3737. 800-746-3737.
Are your property taxes too high? You have from July 1st until September 1st, 2026 to file an appeal of the Allegheny County Property Tax Assessment. Contact Richard Ernsberger at the law firm firm Barron & Ernsberger. Call 412-391-2515 for the help you need.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon stays humid with clouds and a brief shower or two, even a rumble of thunder, high 75. Turning partly cloudy, humid, low 67 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, I'll be back in Monday. Yep, on the morning show, Big K Morning Show. Colin Dunlap with you Monday morning. Can't wait to start the week off right. 5:40 until 10 a.m. on Monday, right here, KDK.
Okie dokie, welcome back. Michael Bartley with you till 5 o'clock on Saturdays. 866-391-1020. Let's get to the phones. Oh, boy, we're looking busy now. Craig in West Virginia. Look at you. Hey, Craig.
How you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing well.
I'll tell you, I could listen to Lenny all day long. I really could.
I thought that was so fun. I love doing radio with Lenny McAllister. I do.
Well, he's gonna have some Reagan pushback when he comes on tonight.
I know.
And let me say this real quick. The last couple, within about the last 8 days, Dan from Mount Pleasant has just made my head explode. I would have never dreamt. Last week he told you that he was a gearhead with the headers and the straight pipes. I'd have never seen Dan as a person turning the wrench. Then he told you yesterday that he's an American picker, which once again I would have never, ever. I tell you, he cracks me up. He really does.
I told you,
really
he's a fun guy.
Yeah, he is for sure.
Oh, and I just looked, and he's on hold right now. Yeah.
Oh,
I think Dan. I'm telling you, he's probably my favorite Trumper, and he's a fun guy. I think.
Well, he might know sleds and things like that, but he don't know nothing about politics.
I love it. I love it.
All right. You were talking about the Bibles in school, you're mandatory. There's already Supreme Court precedents on this. 1963, Abington Township School District versus Edward Shemp. And guess what state it was in? The state of Pennsylvania tried making it mandatory Bible studies in a public school, and the Supreme Court shot it down. So there's already precedent. And
I'll tell you, Craig, and despite all that, this court now is so conservative, it makes you wonder. Because I think this Texas thing goes to them. Someone's going to sue.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, there's no ifs. There's every human rights group right now has already got the paperwork printed up. But now here is why I called today, and I couldn't wait to call knowing you was on. For the last 200 days, I've been trying to figure out how a person, Donald Trump, could be wrong so many times, and people were following him, and, we get on here and we gripe and we bellyache and all that kind of stuff. Here's what I want every single person, Democrat, Independent, Republican, to do. You got to get on. There's a book out there called Regime Change. And this is not about Venezuela, and it's not about Iran. It's about America. And the two reporters are Maggie Haberman.
Yep, New York Times.
Jonathan Swan.
And if I don't mean to interrupt you, but part of that book is, and Trump went ballistic because some of what happened in the private quarters in the Situation Room, they released tapes to these reporters, and there's a mole in there. There totally is.
Exactly. Did you watch the John Daly? The Jon Stewart episode with those two?
I did not.
It's only 2 days old. And listen, I kid you not. It is so crystal clear now what has happened since I watched this last night. It is literally mind-boggling. And I kid you not. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, it's a 32-minute show, and it ain't the regular Jon Stewart where everybody's yucking it up.
Mm-hmm.
It makes Jon Stewart's head explode. But it's a must-see, and it will put everything in perspective of what has been going on for the last 200 days. It is literally mind-boggling.
I think regime change And it's so apparent that there's a deep throat in the Trump administration. It's. I can't wait to read that book. I just can't wait.
Without a doubt, I've already ordered it. I got the audio part of it. It's a 17-hour audio.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you started listening to it?
Have not. No, it hasn't come yet.
Okay, but because I think if this deep throat is in the Trump administration that, operated for these two New York Times reporters, and they're very good writers from what I understand. I was reading some surface stuff about the reviews and everything, and it's how well written and investigated this is. Don't you think deep throat from the Trump administration is getting ready to go to Congress here after the midterms?
I'm almost starting to think it's Steve Bannon.
You think so?
I'm telling you, I think he's upset with Trump about the first term, and he's just playing his cards right. And I just have a funny feeling that when push comes to shove, that's who's going to come out as being the deep throat.
I never would have thought of him because I think his loyalty is unmatched. He went to jail for him. Number one, number two, he's the one that says that. Don't worry, we have a plan to staff polling places and do all that.
I'm just telling you, he wouldn't go to prison for Trump.
Unless that's a diversion. I don't know.
Just keep that name in mind when it all comes down.
Wow, that is pretty fascinating. It really, really is. My oh my. Wait, you wanted to talk more about this Bible thing in Texas?
Well, that what I'm saying is it's already been precedent. There's already been a Supreme Court case on it, and I don't think that'll get overturned. I really don't. There ain't no way in the world.
Either. I don't think so either. Let me ask you before you go: do you think the Iran war's back on? I mean, come on.
It was never on.
I know.
I know we got one choice. We better surrender, full-blown surrender, or this is going to go on longer than Afghanistan. You couldn't win in Vietnam. You couldn't win in Korea, and there is no way we're going to win in Iran. These people, listen, when you'll fly a jet plane into a building at 600 miles an hour, we don't have that kind of guts. It's just that simple.
I'll tell you, this is. I just can't. We do that, and then they did today, hit Bahrain, all this type stuff, and I just don't see. And I said from the beginning, this is the Middle East. You don't go in there, start a war, and expect it to be over in 3 weeks.
Well, when you look at Gaza, when Donald Trump announced that Palestine was the capital, and he did all that kind of stuff, that's what lit the fuse for the whole war over there. Everything the man touches, it doesn't turn to gold. It turns to lead. It's just unbelievable. But when you watch this thing with Jon Stewart, you will understand why this type of thing is happening. I've never been so crystal clear in my life. Last night I listened to it, and I was just in awe.
All right, now listen, these Supreme Court decisions that are still remaining, mail-in ballots, I don't know. I think mail-in ballots goes against Trump.
Oh, yes, I do too. Heck yeah.
What do you think about birthright citizenship? I don't know about that one.
Well,
I think Trump wins that.
Well, Barron Trump was born in America to an immigrant that wasn't nationalized yet. Ivanka, Eric, and Don Jr. Was born in America, and Ivana did not become a citizen for 8 years. So when you look at Sanctuary City, all you got to do is just look up the address of Mar-a-Lago. All 4 kids are anchor babies. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go.
Interesting perspective, Mr. Craig. All right, thank you so much. We'll talk.
All right, Mike.
All right, bye-bye. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's going to be interesting. I don't know. I think on the basis of the states running elections, I think Trump loses that, but I think he can win the birthright citizenship business. I do. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? All right, speak of the devil, Dan in Mount Pleasant, you're going to be next, then Bishop, then Ross. Everybody hang in there. 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. I'm here till 5 o'clock. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-746-3737. That's 800-746-3737. 800-746-3737.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
As parents, we have a million things running through our minds. Playdates, checkups, groceries, laundry, diapers, work, carpool schedules, picture day, swim team, did we mention diapers, birthday parties, meal prep, lost permission slips, dentist appointments, and the dog that still needs to be walked. So it's easy to make a mistake. Oh, I forgot birthday candles. Sit tight, hon, I'll be right back. We say we'd never put our kids in danger by leaving them in the car alone. Oh, wait, since when are candles not on the baking aisle? But never happens. And temperatures as low as 60 degrees can be deadly for children left behind. So always bring them with you, and every time you park the car, stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
There's a world of opportunity out there, beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps, with volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself. From building bonds that last a lifetime, it's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
You've heard the stories. Now talk about them with Michael Bartley. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Okay, we're rocking now. 866-391-1020. To the phones I go to get everybody in. Danny Boy in Mount Pleasant. Dan, Craig was talking about you. He thinks you're the greatest.
I heard that, man. You know, if it wasn't for Trump, we might be BFFs. You know,
I know. You guys might be drinking beer and golfing today.
That's why you keep politics out of friendship.
Yeah,
you know?
that's you know what? Now that is a brilliant point. Yes, you do. And out of family gatherings too.
That's right. All right, so let's move on to the subject here because I know your break's coming up. You know, the phrase separation of church and state and the phrase birthright citizenship, those must have been written in invisible ink because when I read the Constitution, neither one of those phrases are in there, okay? So let's take the 14th Amendment first, Mike. And you already read it. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to emphasize the phrase. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. So that phrase is quite important because we need to understand what that phrase means. It doesn't mean physical jurisdiction. It means not owning allegiance to another country. See, Mike, the reason we have the 14th Amendment is when the Dred Scott decision was written in 1857, it said the Africans freed or enslaved could never be citizens. That amendment changed all that. It kicked that down the road and got rid of it. And when they wrote the 1866 Civil Rights Act, Andrew Johnson wouldn't support it. So that's why we did the amendment. Now, for those that believe that anybody born here under any circumstances, American citizen, well, how about a tourist, Mike? If a French husband and wife come here, okay, and they're here for 2 weeks,
good point. Go ahead. Good point. Yep.
Okay, wife has a baby. She's not a citizen. How about a diplomat? A diplomat comes here, has a child. They're not a citizen. Here's the kicker, Mike. Do you think it's fair to say that Native Americans, a.k.a. indigenous people, is it fair to say that 99.999% of them were all born here in America? Is that a fair thing to say?
Interesting. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. The 14th Amendment was ratified July 9th, 1868. Native Americans were not considered American citizens until June 2nd, 1924, when they wrote the Indian Citizenship Act of 1924. Why? Who is their political allegiance to? Not their physical jurisdiction. Who was their allegiance to? It was to their tribes. That changed after World War I when they showed their allegiance to America by fighting in the war for America. So when you understand what that phrase means, the president is not trying to rewrite it. He's saying it's being misinterpreted, and he's 100% right. And for the record, I believe he will lose that in the Supreme Court. I think the Supreme Court does not. Yes, I do not think the Supreme Court has the guts to rule on that correctly. I think they're going to cut the baby in half, and they're going to come up with some half-baked ruling, and I believe they're going to rule against him. And I think they are 100% wrong.
And don't forget, Dan, this all came because of the executive order barring citizenship for children born in the United States if the parents entered the country illegally or if the parents are living and working in the U.S. legally with temporary visas. The executive order never went into effect because every lower court judge to review it concluded, in the words of one, that the order was, quote unquote, blatantly unconstitutional. Boy, I don't know if I agree with you. I think Trump's going to win this one. I don't know.
How about that? You're for it. I'm with you. I think I believe first of all, it's not my opinion. Those are historical facts. And I think the court's going to cave. I think the court, the court has become political, and I think
so too. If the court caves, do you think it's Roberts and Coney Barrett?
Yes, I think those will be the two that cave, and I think everybody else will align right where you would expect them. It's going to get down to Roberts and Barrett, and I'll tell you what, she's no constitutional conservative. She's no originalist. She's hit and miss. And if you watch, she usually rules with Roberts. They usually come as a pair.
They seem to be in cahoots on several decisions. Dan, do you agree with me that Trump loses the mail-in ballot issue of the Mississippi deal?
Probably. I'm not. Again, I'm not sure how that's going to go. And just for the record, Mike, the Constitution gives the election laws to the state legislators, not just the state. Okay, so the governor doesn't get to set election law. PennDOT doesn't get to set election laws. It's the state legislators. I just want to make sure we qualify that. The court should rule for him because basically, they can set some basic rules on the federal side. You have to be an American citizen to vote in America. I mean, that's pretty straightforward.
That's pretty straightforward. Yeah. Okay, Danny boy, I got to run. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too, man.
Very
Thanks.
excellent call as usual. Excellent call as usual. Yes, okay. So you guys will yell at me next week, and I'll be 0 for 2 probably. I don't know. I'm telling you, I think Trump prevails on birthright citizenship, but I think he loses mail-in ballots. Yes, indeed. All right, 866-391-1020. Bishop, Ross, you guys are coming up in order. Michael Bartley, news coming up.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Are you smarter than an anchor man? And we have Joe from Penn Hills as a lifeline for me. Joe, what do you like? A, B, C?
Oh, I like the Super Mario. Is that A?
I'm going with you, Joe. You're my lifeline.
The answer was B, Incredibles 2.
Come on, Joe.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi. That's preventable. And even colon cancer can be preventable if you get screened. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Parts of Kentucky are now under a state of emergency amid heavy rainfall and severe flooding. 7 inches of rain are expected to fall over the course of the next few hours. Governor Andy Beshear says on social media that there are reports of fatalities that officials are working to confirm. And in Bullitt County, urgent evacuation orders are in place on account of a moderate dam failure. Emergency Management Director John Waters speaking with ABC News Radio.
There was multiple homes that would be affected if the dam were to break. I think we counted over 30 homes in the area. And then downstream from there was a large business. It was a Jim Beam plant.
Critical to extremely critical fire warnings are in place across parts of the West once again this afternoon, with 7 states now facing red flag warnings. Fire crews in Utah have been hindered recently by high winds, which forced tanker planes to remain grounded as the fires grew. Alyssa Mason is a spokesperson for the Great Basin Team 5 battling the Cottonwood fire.
We did have some major activity yesterday. We got a pretty big windstorm, 50-mile-per-hour winds, low humidity, and the temperatures were pretty high yesterday.
In Venezuela, the death toll is mounting, now topping 1,400 people after this week's devastating back-to-back earthquakes. Caracas-based journalist Tony Frangi Mawad says time is becoming a factor in locating those who are still unaccounted for.
We know that there are still tens of thousands of people missing, and we know from reports, even from within the ruins, that people are trapped in the rubble, even sending messages, text messages to their relatives and friends.
Jorge Rodriguez, leader of Venezuela's National Assembly, says the country has been rocked by 400 aftershocks since Wednesday. Israel has carried out a drone strike in southern Lebanon 1 day after Israel and Lebanon signed a U.S.-brokered framework agreement. You're listening to ABC News.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale. Yes, half of your new beautiful energy efficient windows free. Plus no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
I've been telling you all about the secret war on our cash and the free report you can receive a copy of by contacting Swiss America at 800-289-2646. I'd also like to encourage you to subscribe to their podcast on YouTube. Just search Swiss America Trading. The podcast can provide you a ton of vital information and financial news in the challenging and uncertain times we're in. Subscribe today. Learn more about BRICS, industry leaders, and their market predictions for the future, along with what you might expect to see in terms of precious metal performance in the weeks and months ahead. Message and data rates may apply.
The state of Texas is now mandating Bible lessons in public schools. ABC's Alex Prochet has more.
Last year, Texas began to require every classroom display the 10 Commandments. This latest change doesn't start until 2030, but this move puts Texas square in the center of the debate over religion in schools, and some educators are arguing this violates a separation of church and state and favors Christianity over other religions. And now, that same Texas board is considering a new social studies curriculum that draws parallels between the Bible and American history.
The passages included in the new list of required reading in Texas include the book of Exodus for 5th graders and the Shepherd's Psalm for 7th graders. They join required authors including E.B. White, Shel Silverstein, Kurt Vonnegut, and Eli Wiesel. A frightening moment at a Miami airport last night.
American 308 boarding on the runway.
American 308, roger.
ATC.com capturing that sound of an American Airlines flight aborting takeoff after a business jet entered the same runway. No one was hurt in the incident, but it does come at the start of what's expected to be a busy travel period. The TSA says it expects to scan nearly 19 million people this week traveling for the 4th of July. And in Rome today,
Viva Vespa!
A celebration of the Vespa scooter. The brand, which is owned by Piaggio, is marking its 80th birthday. I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Tickets for Kids will host the Dress Big Happy Hour on Wednesday, July 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. in the Casamigos Club at PPG Paints Arena. Join sports celebrities and TFK's friends from the ticketing, nonprofit, corporate, and foundation communities for a silent auction, hors d'oeuvres, a cash bar, and the chance to play carnival games on the arena floor. For tickets, go to the events link at ticketsforkids.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy and humid this afternoon. We'll have a brief shower or two, even a rumble of thunder, high 75. Partial clearing, humid, low 67 tonight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Welcome back. Michael Bartley on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio. KDKA will be here until 5 o'clock. Lenny McAllister will be here 6 to 9 tonight. Yes, indeed. Hey, Mike, I want to play that the latest on. And I'm going to get Bishop. You're going to be next. Just hold on tight here for me just a minute, because I think people are just scrambled thinking about this Iran war. Yesterday, the Iran hit a ship in the Strait of Hormuz the other day. Yesterday, the U.S. retaliated, and today, Iran sent missiles into another country. And is this thing ever gonna? Are we ever gonna get a handle on this thing? It just seems like every time, they, of course, the hyperbole and overstating. We have a deal. It's over. Blah blah blah. There's just zero credibility lately. I don't know, but like I said, why couldn't they be realistic in the beginning and stop pretending it's only going to take 3 weeks or whatever it is? Anyway, here's the latest from ABC News.
Last night, the U.S. attacked Iran with strikes on missile and drone storage locations. The U.S. military says this was in retaliation to Iran firing on a cargo ship trying to cross the Strait of Hormuz just 24 hours earlier. President Trump called that attack a foolish violation of our ceasefire agreement. He claims Iran shot at least 4 attack drones at ships in the Strait, with one of them hitting the upper deck of a large cargo ship and the U.S. knocking the other 3 down. Now, it's been just over a week since Trump signed that deal with Iran, and it's already been tested again and again. In that deal, Iran promises to reopen the strait, but instead, it's been trying to control it, warning ships they could be in danger if they pass the strait without Iran's permission. Iran also says it plans to charge ships a fee to pass, but the Trump administration says that's unacceptable. And here's the bigger picture in all of this. Before the war, 1/5 of the world's energy supply transited through the strait, but this latest incident, Geo, shows just how tough it's going to be for traffic to get back to normal levels.
Yeah, it's remarkable to see the impact all of this has made. Selena Wang, thank you so much.
That was ABC News. So I don't know what to make of anything. I just don't. I don't know. This is going to go on and on. And I can't listen to, when they make announcements, I just take it with a grain of salt. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just take it with a grain of salt because they don't seem to have a handle on anything. They don't. All right, Bishop and Denora. Bishop, you are next. Welcome back.
Double quick points there, Brother Bartley. Listen here. One, my Chartiers Valley, the district that these bus drivers, and you want to talk about impacting our economy, here we go. 41 bus drivers furloughed. For what reason?
Yeah, what's the deal there?
I retired out of Char Valley. Char Valley, in my opinion, is one of the top schools in America. You ever seen that beautiful campus we have there? Beautiful. Let me just tell you something. Because of expenditures, and this is where Lindy McAllister, my friend, is so wrong. One, Char Valley pays over $200-some thousand, which is the top school district, by the way, for charter schools. I think there's too many charter schools in Allegheny County there should be a cap. But people going to argue with me and say, oh, that money is not going to. Yes, sir, it is. I'm ingrained and entrenched with all this. But the district school board is so wrong in furloughing these bus drivers because they can't balance the budget as far as our school district is concerned. I got a problem with that. Now, just before the July 4th, 41 of them. And they came out with the fact that the first student bus company. Now, all private school bus companies are not bad, but some got some poor records. But these bus drivers are the cream of the crop in Allegheny County and in America, and you're going to furlough them, and then you're going to turn first student services over. They're going to sell it for like $2 million, the bus garage that we have, which is nice, state of the art. But I'm concerned about the workers, Brother Bartley. 41 of them. Here's what happens: they lose their pension. The pension stops. All right. Even though the bus company first student wants to hire them at 8%, they're not going to pay into their retirement of a pension. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Chartiers Valley is saying this is a budgetary issue, right? No.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying. And they should have been able to fix that in a lot of ways. Now, here we are paying the superintendent, who's an outsider, by the way, in essence of $225 going northward. It's probably more. I'm being conservative. It's more than that. I think it's somewhere around $250, but $225 for conservative purposes. Now, I got a problem with that. So this is where the problem is laying at. Now these workers are out of work. A lot of them are older. Like I said again, their pension now stops. The 8%. You're harming an 8% increase.
That's not an easy job either.
No, it's not an easy job. And the kids love our bus drivers in house. I encourage any district. I know most districts are trying to outsource, and have outsourced. But when you have district bus drivers and workers, it works out better for the community, and it works out better for the school district, and it works out better primarily for the kids. Now, it's a shame and a disgrace that this superintendent led this school board to outsource. Maybe he should be looked at again as far as what is this fetish with first students. Now, I'm giving you a tip, Chartiers Valley voters out there. And you know, I already told you what to do. Vote those school board members out who voted for this transition, and then get rid of the superintendent. Now, here's the thing, and I don't like saying that. I hate it with a passion, but I love Charlotte Valley, and we have a good thing going there, Mr. Bartley, a great school district. Now, look, Brother Bukowski came on and talked to you about Ronald Reagan would not be with this administration. Now, he had a lot of false fires against African Americans, and I know that the Martin Luther King, with a lot of pressure, was signing the law by him. It benefited him, as far as signing in the record, but he wasn't really that much for African Americans per se. But he wouldn't survive with this administration, currently what we have in place. Now, as you well know, as I said to you the other night, that the New York Times has said that we have lost the war in Iran. This is probably getting under Donald Trump.
That was the opinion piece. Yeah, I read that on the air last week.
Yeah, he's probably freaking out. But let me tell you, this is how the mismanagement comes into play. He's not well, all right, and his subordinates are immature and amateur. They let him into this war we should have never let Israel convince him to attack Iran. Craig is right. You have problems when you're going into these countries like you can just annihilate them, and you really can't. And here's the thing. The thing of it is, the American people with the economy and gas is going to go up and down because Iran's going to attack other interests, ships, coals, the whole 9 yards, and then the Americans is going to attack here and there. But he's never going to be able to gain what he had when he was trying to hit him hard. My thing is this: we have lost 15. I counted 2 soldiers that died in Morocco who was training. This is wartime.
Yeah.
So every we say 13, but it really was 15, and we really don't know the accurate account for how many got injured and how many has died, because this administration will lie and has lied in telling us, the American people, the truth about the cost of war. Now, my understanding is the Pentagon is asking for another $80 billion for this war in Iran, besides other stupid stuff with this so-called, they want to give money to these idiots who stormed the Capitol. I mean, let me just say, and I close with this. It's a cult. It's not, listen, a lot of people coming out more and more saying it's more, this MAGA stuff with Trump is a cult. But until the Republican Party, Lenny McAllister, Chairman Steele, now Anna Nevada has already, I believe, left the Republican Party and more of an independent. Until Lenny McAllister is a national figure, whether he wants to believe it or not. All right? Him and Chairman Steele
Lenny's my man.
To leave the party.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to do. I'll talk to you, brother.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much, Bishop. All right. I'm going to take a break, and I'll get back to your phone calls. Michael Bartley, KDK.
News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The Village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
I'm with Joe Potocznik from JP Roofing and Siding, a Platinum Preferred Contractor from Owens Corning. Joe, what does that mean?
It's an elite status. We earn that by using Owens Corning products to qualify for the Platinum Preferred warranty. That's a 50-year warranty on the materials and 25-year on the labor, 100%.
That's the upper 1% in America after 45 years, Joe. Congratulations.
Thank you, Larry.
Call JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800 358-6868.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Okay, welcome back. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDK. I'll get back to your phone calls. Bill, then Ross, then Dick, and then that's all I can do for. I'll get back to you guys after the news at the bottom of the hour. But I wanted to sneak in, not sneak in because I think this is really, really important. Pete Buttigieg and his husband, they have two gorgeous kids. They're 4 years old. Do you know what swatting is? Swatting is when someone calls authorities and says, there's a gunman coming this way or that way. So the swatting, they called the authorities and said that, gave false allegations to target Buttigieg politically. That he was harming his kids and this and that, and that it temporarily led him to be separated from his two children. Imagine that was you. And I know it's insecure people who hate themselves, who are just so insecure that they can't live without doing something so cowardly and so ridiculously and so maniacal because they hate themselves. They're so insecure. It's so sad. Wow. Anyway, I just wanted to, and it's a big story today. So Buttigieg wrote in a statement, they are 4 years old. 4. They do not know or care what a Democrat or Republican is. They don't know how politics works. They don't know about hate. They should be worrying about what kind of ice cream they're getting this afternoon, not why they are being brought into a meeting with a grown-up asking strange questions. Because Children's Services went to their house to take the kids to ask them questions because of this swatting allegation, which was a lie. Yep. And Buttigieg goes on, they should be worried about why their papa, they shouldn't be worried about why their papa is suddenly unavailable to read them a bedtime story. For God's sakes, he writes, they are just kids. Child Protective Services went to their home, and a police officer came to their home in Michigan and said an allegation was made on this because of this swatting thing related to his 4-year-old twins, and that they needed to be interviewed without him present. Buttigieg continued to write, and the kids are back with them now because they realized this was swatting. And anybody could do it. Anybody who hates themselves, anybody who's a cowardly pig who just despises themselves. That's why there's hate. To me, examples of hate come from people who truly hate themselves and are so insecure and they're because they're losers. They can't accept the fact that they're losers. They have to feel empowered by doing something like this because they hate their lives. Yeah. Anyway, Buttigieg continued, everyone knows politics is ugly these days. It's always been ugly, but now it feels more and more like a blood sport. Cruelty, lies, and even deadly violence have directed at political figures across the ideological spectrum. Generally, everyone agrees this has to stop, even as our country and public figures get all too used to it. Even so, this is different. Now our family is left to deal with the aftermath. I worry about these unseen effects this had on our kids, on Chasen and me, and on the rest of our family. He later added, "I don't know who did this or exactly what prompted them to try. It's not lost on me that this happened soon after we shared photos of our family on social media for Father's Day, or that this occurred during the month meant to make families like ours feel welcome and safe." Here's ABC News.
Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says he and his husband were swatted this week and separated from their children. Buttigieg says he learned about the allegation when Children's Protective Services and a police officer came to their house in Michigan. Apparently, someone made an anonymous false report accusing him of being a threat to his 4-year-old twins. The separation lasted 24 hours. Michigan State Police and CPS determined that the report was untrue. Buttigieg is calling for civil or criminal charges over the incident.
Let's hope they get these cowardly people who spew hate and because they hate themselves. Buttigieg went on to say, "We are used to nasty, hateful, and sometimes violent things being said about us, and even about our family. But this is the first time someone managed to invade our lives like this and drag our children into it." You know, I don't even have any words here. I don't. What the hell are we doing in this country? What are we doing? And what a happy family they are. You know, and you know who loves Pete Buttigieg now these days? Fox News, because he's on all the time. They love having him. I don't get it. I wouldn't have any words to explain how. I wonder how many people in this country truly hate themselves and feel superior because they're mentally ill, that they would do something like this. And they just love hating others because they hate themselves. I'll be back.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Now that I'm retired, I'm worried about making ends meet. Food, medicine, and rent cost more every day. And that's why I used benefitscheckup.org. It connected me to an extra $1,000 a month. Benefitscheckup.org is a free service from the National Council on Aging. In a few clicks, older adults like me can see if they might qualify for money-saving programs. If you're on a fixed income, benefitscheckup.org might help you too. For free. Visit today.
Supported by the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable.
Ooh, gas station sushi.
That's preventable. And even colon cancer can be preventable if you get screened. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life.
Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Urban country, flood warnings are in effect. Governor Andy Beshear declaring a state of emergency today with forecasts indicating up to 7 inches of rain could fall in the next few hours. In Bullitt County, there are concerns a dam could fail, prompting evacuation orders. There's also a state of emergency in Utah with wildfires burning out of control there. The Cottonwood fires now consumed more than 90,000 acres. Lebanese media reports a new round of strikes from Israel just a day after Israel and Lebanon signed on to a U.S.-brokered framework peace agreement. The deal has drawn skepticism. Amir Raz was visiting the Israeli border town of Metula, and he says he doubts Lebanon's government can keep Iran-backed Hezbollah in check.
We should keep it as long as we need to keep it, or maybe as long as we will be allowed to keep it.
Lebanon's Ministry of Public Health says 1 person was killed and 2 wounded in the strike. This is ABC News.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
There's a world of opportunity out there, beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps. With volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself. From building bonds that last a lifetime. It's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Here it comes! Surprise! The
people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah. Betty called me last week because her mother's in a nursing home and had given her $30,000 2 years ago. I told her that 5-year look back will not apply. We can get it fixed. Call Zachariah Brown at 724-942-6200 or visit PittsburghElderLaw.com.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I push through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon stays humid with clouds and a brief shower or two, even a rumble of thunder, high 75. Turning partly cloudy, humid, low 67 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, I'll be back in Monday. Yep, on the morning show, Big K Morning Show. Colin Dunlap with you Monday morning. Can't wait to start the week off right. 5:40 until 10 a.m. on Monday, right here, KDK.
That reminds me, Colin is doing the Big K Morning Show Monday and Tuesday, 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm doing it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. And then I'm live Saturday, my regular 2 to 5 Saturday from downtown because of the 4th of July celebration downtown. Oh, there'll be a lot of people down there. And then I think I'm emceeing something with the mayor or something. I don't know what's going on. I have to figure that out this week. So yeah, but I'll be with you Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the Big K Morning Show. In the meantime, Ross in Highland Park. Ross, you're on KDKA.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ross.
Yes. You were. I'm trying to be upbeat, and I will be, but including your comments last week when Mike called, and then later, a few calls later, a young lady called and said, well, he really didn't mean what he said, but then she ended up being, both as they were, insulting with a broad brush. And it made me think back to when you were saying, what is wrong with this country? Why are some people like this? And he said he was 74. I texted, well, how old is the president?
But in his defense, he texted me, and I think he misspoke, and he's not a racist and all this type of stuff, and I think he kept texting. I think I'm kind of letting him off the hook.
Okay, well, consider this as an example. I came up to Highland Park for the Whammo Day, one of Odyssey's.
My people are there.
Yeah, well, everyone's gone. The rain cut things short. They tried to hang on around 3:25, but around 3:40, the rain ended up. But here's the thing, Michael. Yes, the crowd was mostly African American, and yes, there was brief periods where it rained and everyone was standing around enjoying. There was police presence in uniform and non-uniform. There were even police here, because of for a lot of work, that were here legitimately off duty. There was vendors, a bounty house with kids in it, and this. It was nice. Everyone got along.
It was. I'm sure it was. I heard it was really, really nice, and I love Whammo.
This was a perfect example of if that gentleman, would have really reconsidered his statement about he wouldn't go to an event with prominently.
He altered his statement saying he meant like sort of a high crime area is what I think is what he meant. I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to argue with it. I'm just saying, on a happy note, I sit here I was out of wet because I found.
Wait, how was the crowd for the Whammo bit deal?
It was a nice crowd. Okay, there's a couple. Let me see. It was a nice crowd. The stage was in its usual spot when they have things up here like.
Was it up there by the reservoir? Where was it?
It was as you come into the park. It was to the right of the fountain. It was right on the front level. As soon as you turn into the park, City Parks did a nice job there. Just about done wrapping up. You had all your stations, all these stations in their marked vehicles.
Yeah.
There was vendors. There was food. It was nice, Michael. I was trying to incorporate that point with your lamenting about, and also Craig and Dan. And you, Michael, I guess the best defense as far as our political situation, I remember the three main tenets of what we have to vote. Be of age, qualify as an American citizen, and to be an informed voter. That's our only basic defense. That's it. And for those who might say, was Ross aware of that? Well, being in the resistance you get in this town, sometimes I go to these situations, not anonymously. But no, everything was cool. I wasn't checking on any copyright or anything like that. I have a hat on with my name on it, and I have my union shirt on. But sadly, there are times when I have to think about, but I'm representing my union, and I have to be on P's and Q's. But hey, Michael, I'd sit in the rain, soaking wet for anyone who is privileged enough to sit behind the KDKA microphone, TV or radio. And of course,
good for you. Good for you.
Of course,
good for you.
Now that I'm on a walker for who knows how long, let me slowly make my way.
Well, you're using a walker now?
Yeah, well, Michael, I just came home.
I know you were in the hospital for weeks. I know. Yeah.
Now I can say openly, UPM Shadyside, UPM Uptown. I like the way you say. I know exactly where you are.
Yeah, I knew, but I didn't want to say it. But wait, I didn't realize you were using a walker. How are you adjusting to that?
Well, since I left East End Rehab just yesterday, that was my third stop, I'm adjusting. I haven't fallen over yet. I know, but hey, it's as Philip Christmas would say, one of his characters from what was that? Him and De Niro, the two. It's a process.
It's a process, yeah. It's a process, yeah.
One day we're going to have to talk about QED stuff and.
Yeah. Wait. What did you have to eat there at the Whammo thing today?
Oh, I got the steak and veggies from. I got to record right here. Let me, if I don't disconnect myself.
Was it good?
Allow me to read it.
Was it good?
Oh yes. I got.
So it was a food truck.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of vendors here with food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Club Kitchen.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Club Kitchen. Yeah.
Oh,
you know what? That's interesting. I love food trucks. Love them.
Oh yeah, they're plenty of food trucks. Yeah,
I agree. Ross, are you allowed to drive? Are you allowed to drive yet?
No.
Okay, I got you.
I still have medicated. I still have my cancer meds intermixed with the spinal meds for the infection. Yeah. No, I will not. Now it's voluntary. I haven't been officially, but at my age and a commercial driver's license, I know better.
Yeah.
I know better.
That's for sure. I got you. Hey, listen, hang in there, my friend. Hang in there. I'm glad you had a good time.
I'm working on it. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. I needed to get out of the house. I just came home yesterday.
Oh, good. Did you see Kiki? Did you say hi to Kiki from Whammo?
Yeah. Kiki got a nice proclamation from the mayor, which
nice.
he read.
I love Kiki.
One of his representatives read it. Actually, during that time period, I took leave of my bench under the canopy because it wasn't raining, and went and talked to one of your Wire 108 back room people. And
good.
And like I said,
I love
sometimes
Kiki. I see Kiki here at the office, and we laugh about
she's cool.
stuff. I love her. I do. All right, Ross, thanks a lot, my friend. Thanks a million.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Be careful getting home. Be careful. Be careful. I didn't realize he was using a walker. See how time goes? You know what? When I was mentioning about doing the Big K morning show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it reminds me we are going to get the massive heat wave. Oh, man, is it coming this week? Wow. It's like really high temperatures and humidity. And so I guess I just wanted to mention the active living centers will be open Monday through Thursday, I guess at least Monday through Thursday in Pittsburgh. The centers will open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on each of those days because it's going to be in the 90s, folks. It really is. And I wonder what the 4th of July is going to be. Oh, I got to put my sunscreen on when I'm down there. The cooling centers in the city of Pittsburgh are Beachview Healthy Active Living Center. That's on Broadway Avenue. Greenfield Healthy Active Learning Center. That's on Greenfield Avenue. Homewood Healthy Active Living Center on Frankstown Avenue. Sheridan Healthy Active Living Center. That's on Sherwood Avenue. All right. And then Southside Healthy Active Living Community Center. That is on 12th Street on the south side. Because if it's that hot, if you're especially elderly, you have compromised immune systems, you got to get in there. But we're going to get that this week. All right. Okay, I'm going to say hi to Dick from Dayton coming up, and then I'm going to get out of here. Michael Bartley, KDK.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The popularity of cremation is on the rise. Unfortunately, so is the cost. I'm Dustin D'Alessandro, Supervisor and Funeral Director. To keep the cost down, the Thomas M. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Blawnox and the D'Alessandro Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Lawrenceville have on-site crematories. By performing the cremation on-site without losing custody of the remains, our funeral homes can defray those costs and pass the savings on to you. Our fee for a direct cremation is only $1,250. This low-cost, direct cremation offer is available to all residents of Allegheny County. Surrounding counties will incur a slight additional fee based on mileage. Contact us with questions or to schedule an appointment by calling the Blawnox office at 412-828-5700 or our Lawrenceville office at 412-682-6500. Our websites are thomasmsmithfuneralhome.com and DeLisandroLTD.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-746-3737. That's 800-746-3737. 800-746-3737.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
When Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I pushed through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Unapologetic in his talk. It's Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hard to believe my last segment already. But don't forget, I'll be back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday doing the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. We have a lot of fun on that show. We really do. And then I'll be back next Saturday on the 4th of July, live from the, I think, Point State Park, but I don't know if that's decided yet. Last time I was there was Point State Park. I think last year they said they were live from the North Shore. I got to wait and see. I don't know which one. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right. All right. My last caller. I love having you last, Dick, because you're my main man and you make us feel so good. Is it raining in Dayton today?
No, it's been a little chilly, you know, and it's this crazy thing. June's always warm, you know.
I know, but we had today was not like massive downpours, but a dark, drizzly day. You know, but I'll tell you what, I think starting Monday, but I know during most of the week, it's going to be in the 90s. Does that weather bother you? That weather bothers me a little bit.
No, I usually stay, you know, like in activities to go somewhere shopping, you know, on the bus or somebody will pick me up. But like I told you, I was talking to my friends, but I've never seen a group that good. I don't know where these people were from, but the sky lit up. There were 16 of us. Bob wanted to go another hour. We started, and people were dead. There was 40 in the audience, and we just kept hitting those pretty songs, you know. It was good.
And did they say you were good on the banjo?
Oh, you know what Bob Ford said?
Oh.
Dick, we can't keep up with Dick. He's going to go on for 2 more.
Oh, man. I'll tell you right now. Hey, what are you going to do for the 4th of July? What plans you got?
I'll probably go see my friend, and we might go somewhere. There's couple of music places. Doug called me. I might be playing at Springboro. That'd be nice.
That'll be good.
Everybody.
What did they? What did they give you for lunch today at the place?
I didn't go to lunch. I was with Eddie and Mary, and all my friends were down there today, and the kids admired me. Where's your ukulele, sir? We want to see you.
No kidding. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, boy.
Hey, I'm glad I got to talk to you, buddy.
Me too, Dick. Have a great evening and have a great Sunday. You going to church tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. Say hello to everybody.
Will do, Dick. Take care.
Do the callers like me pretty good?
I love having you at the end so that we can feel good about ourselves. You know why? I've never once talked to you when you weren't happy.
No, well, if I was, I get over it. You know what I mean? I know and I know a lot of people, and that's good.
What keeps you so happy?
I just started with, my family with the musical background, and years ago I started calling the stations and nationwide, and I've got some books that they've sent to me. I've even been on Randy Rhoads and Mark Levin show.
Hey, Dick, you're healthy. You really are.
Yeah. Well, I got to send this to your producer. Me on a payphone from Lowe's, and I got my little hat on, and it says Dick from Dayton. It talks about my career and stuff. I got to send it up there.
Oh, that would be so fun. It really would be.
I got other ones to send you, too.
Dick, you're so positive. I love ending with you.
You're a great American.
So are you. Thanks, Dick. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Dick from Dayton. I love hearing from him at the end. He's just so positive. God love him. God love him. Speaking of being an American, a great American, you know what? It's 4th of July week. And I was talking about that horrible thing with Buttigieg and people filled with hate. You know what? Maybe we should make a pledge. It's 4th of July. You know what? It's America 250, all this type of stuff. Maybe we should think about being, or at least trying to be, as nice as we can be. Notwithstanding our divisions in politics and everything else, let's try to be as nice as we can be, all right? I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it. And listen, we can do it. Let's stand up for each other. Let's be nice, no matter who you're for, no matter who you're against, okay? Listen, thanks for all my callers today. It was a great show. I really appreciate it. Lenny's going to be on at 6 o'clock. Michael Bartley, I'll see you Wednesday, 5:30 a.m.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Are you smarter than an anchor man? And we have Joe from Penn Hills as a lifeline for me. Joe, what do you like? A, B, C?
Oh, I like the Super Mario. Is that A?
I'm going with you, Joe. You're my lifeline.
The answer was B, Incredibles 2.
Come on, Joe.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are your property taxes too high? You have from July 1st until September 1st, 2026 to file an appeal of the Allegheny County Property Tax Assessment. Contact Richard Ernsberger at the law firm Barrenden Ernsberger. Call 412-391-2515 for the help you need.
Join Beth Andrews for the Net Worth Financial Hour Saturdays at 1 to get the news and information you need to make your retirement dream a reality. That's the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews, Saturdays at 1. Net Worth Advisors, LLC is a registered investment advisor.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky in Kentucky.
This is a serious enough situation where I am now signing a state of emergency so that we can deploy even more resources across Kentucky.
Governor Andy Beshear saying at least one person has been killed in flash flooding today as the state deals with a growing flooding crisis. Up to 7 inches of rain are expected to fall in some parts of the state tonight. John Waters is the emergency management director for Bullitt County.
Over the course of 2 weeks, we've had 3 major incidents. Heavy rain in the whole county. I guess where the ground was so saturated with the water, all the rain that came down this morning was just so heavy and so fast.
Utah also under a state of emergency as crews there battle more than a dozen wildfires. Alyssa Mason is part of the team fighting the Cottonwood fire and says yesterday the fire grew significantly.
The rate of spread was anywhere between 100 feet to 3,000 feet a minute.
That fire has burned through more than 90,000 acres. Lebanese media now reporting a new Israeli strike just 1 day after the two countries signed a framework peace agreement. Lebanese health authorities say 1 person was killed and 2 were hurt. Venezuelan authorities have now updated the death toll from this week's earthquakes to 1,430. Tens of thousands remain unaccounted for, as we hear from ABC's Marcus Moore.
As the humanitarian crisis grows, communities coming together to help.
The earthquake has been just devastating, has been terrible.
Genesis Garcia, a teacher from Louisiana, was on vacation with her family, now helping on the front lines, getting medicine, food, and baby formula to those in need.
We just started getting organized in the city to collect the items that we need the most, to buy as much medicine as we can.
And much needed aid starting to come in.
U.S. South Command says 5 C-17 military cargo planes are on their way. You're listening to ABC News.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale. Yes, half of your new beautiful energy efficient windows free. Plus no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
I've been telling you all about the secret war on our cash and the free report you can receive a copy of by contacting Swiss America at 800-289-2646. I'd also like to encourage you to subscribe to their podcast on YouTube. Just search Swiss America Trading. The podcast can provide you a ton of vital information and financial news in the challenging and uncertain times we're